Have you ever considered the possibility of being truly free from the weight of your past? Imagine a life with no regrets, no lingering resentments, and no old wounds. Clinging to past experiences is like carrying an unnecessary burden. It hinders our progress and diminishes our happiness. Stoicism offers a powerful alternative, showing us how to shed that load. The ability to let go is a fundamental skill in Stoic philosophy. And in this video, we'll explore how to cultivate it effectively. The power of acceptance. Our journey toward well-being begins with acceptance. The Stoics recognized its profound impact, teaching us to accept what lies beyond our control. This means wisely directing our limited energy toward what we can actually influence. Consider a broken vase. Worrying about it won't magically reassemble the pieces. However, you can learn from how and why it broke, becoming more careful in the future. And, crucially, you can clean up the mess. The urge to endlessly replay past scenarios in our minds is powerful. If only I had trusted my instincts. If only I had sold that investment when it was up. I was so foolish. Self-reproach can lead to sleepless nights, anxiety, and irritability. But think about the cost of this regret, energy that could be invested in acquiring a new skill, building a business, or simply being present with your loved ones. The Stoic approach isn't about denying past mistakes or pretending they're insignificant. It's about acknowledging them, extracting the lessons they offer, and then consciously releasing them. Accepting that the past is unchangeable is the initial step in the process of letting go. Stoicism teaches us to accept what has already occurred, recognizing that we cannot control past events, as Marcus Aurelius wisely stated. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and find strength. Don't allow your past to define you. Instead, let it refine you. Embrace the present moment, for it is the only certainty we truly possess. To begin, we must understand why the things we wish to release maintain their hold on us. Rewriting your narrative next, we consider what we will replace these burdens with in our minds. This brings us to the concept of stories, as they shape our reality and dictate our emotions. Events themselves are neutral. It's our interpretation of them that imbues them with emotional significance. For instance, if someone cuts you off in traffic, the event, the story you tell yourself, this person is deliberately trying to ruin my day, versus perhaps they're rushing to the hospital, determines whether you react with anger and frustration, or simply shrug it off. Herein lies the power. If our feelings are contingent on the stories we tell, then by altering the story, we can change the feeling. If someone doesn't text you back, one narrative might be, "No one cares about me." A more Stoic interpretation would be, "They're probably busy. It doesn't reflect on my inherent worth. I'll reach out again later, or I won't, but either way, I'll be fine." Choosing this latter narrative fosters resilience. It acknowledges the situation, but refuses to allow it to dictate your emotional state. Recognizing your control over your response, even when you can't control the initial event. Recall a time you felt wronged. What story did you tell yourself? Was it one of victimhood or of strength? Do you have the ability to choose a new narrative, one that empowers and uplifts you, one that serves your needs first? So, how do you begin to rewrite your stories? It starts with asking powerful, insightful questions. What did I learn from this experience? How can I grow as a person because of it? What opportunities lie ahead for me? These questions redirect your focus from the past to the future, revealing hidden potential and helping you to think more constructively. Seneca eloquently wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." This means that reinvention is not a sign of failure, but proof of your true strength and capacity for learning. Challenges are not obstacles, but opportunities for growth and transformation, shaping us into our best selves. Remember, life is in constant flux. Accepting this fundamental truth allows us to adapt to whatever life presents. K. It takes strength to acknowledge when something isn't working, to release what you thought you knew, and to forge a new path. Courage is required to step beyond your comfort zone and explore new possibilities. Consider a potter working with clay. If the clay cracks, they don't discard it. They rework, reshape, and add water, often creating something even stronger and more beautiful in the second attempt. We can approach our lives with the same mindset, overcoming the fear of judgment. This brings us to a significant hurdle, the fear of what others think. This fear can severely impede our growth. How often do we hold back due to concerns about our perceived reputation, worrying about judgment and scrutiny? But what if our reputation is merely an illusion, a projection of our own insecurities? It's time to challenge these fears and question their validity. Are they based on concrete evidence or simply on anxieties we've internalized? What's the absolute worst that could happen if you were to relinquish the need for external validation? Often, the worst outcome is merely a fleeting moment of discomfort or raised eyebrow, a whispered comment that quickly fades into the background noise of life. However, the reward for taking that risk, for prioritizing your own well-being over the illusion of reputation, is immeasurable. It's the freedom to be authentically yourself, to pursue your passions, and to live a life aligned with your values rather than with the expectations of others. Seneca famously asked, "How long will you wait?" He was right to pose this question. How long will you postpone exerting yourself to live your best life? We must confront our fears directly. Stoicism doesn't concern itself with external validation, because your value isn't derived from others' opinions or from events that occurred decades ago. If it helps, envision your past as a museum, a place to visit, not to reside in. There are lessons and insights to be gained, but you cannot stay there indefinitely. Reflection cultivates wisdom, but dwelling can trap us in pain. It's the crucial difference between learning from and reliving old mistakes. In certain situations, we must consciously choose to disengage, stepping away from unproductive thoughts. This requires practice, but it is achievable. For this to work, you must actively desire to create separation. If you're willing to put in the effort, you can discuss your thoughts with friends, write them down, or seek guidance from a mental health professional. By doing so, you can establish a healthy distance where none existed before. Cultivating new habits and momentum. One effective way to move forward from the past is to plan new activities now. Explore ventures unrelated to your past experiences. Dive into new hobbies and interests. These are all integral to moving on. Mindfulness is another powerful tool that helps you remain in the present moment. Pay attention to your breath and body. A wandering mind is often an unhappy one. Approach all of this with a beginner's mind to accelerate your learning. Seneca, the renowned Stoic philosopher, stated, "Every master was once a beginner, too." Stephen McGraney, a contemporary writer, observed, "The master has failed more times than the beginner has even tried." Failure is not the opposite of success. Rather, it is a stepping stone to success. Embrace setbacks as opportunities for learning. Patience is vital on the Stoic path. Progress, not perfection, is the objective. Be kind to yourself throughout the journey. Alongside patience, persistence is essential. There will be days when you feel as though you're making no headway, when the urge to cling to what's familiar feels overwhelming. This is normal. It's part of the process. The key is to keep showing up, to keep practicing, okay? And to keep reminding yourself of your ultimate goal, inner peace through acceptance and detachment. Understand that growth is rarely linear, except that some days will be more challenging than others. Along these lines, don't chastise yourself for mistakes, okay? Learn from them and move forward. Each mistake is a valuable lesson. Focus on steady, sustainable growth. Small, consistent steps yield significant results. Aim for progress over perfection. A valuable question to ask yourself is, what would you do if you knew no one was keeping score? Strip away the expectations, the pressures, and the fear of judgment. What remains, that, my friends, is where you'll discover your true north. So many of us are ensnared in cycles of seeking external validation. We chase promotions, acquire unnecessary possessions, and contort ourselves into roles that don't fit, all in the hope of gaining approval. However, the Stoics understood that genuine fulfillment originates from within. K is about aligning your actions with your values, regardless of the applause or criticism you may encounter. External validation is a trap, transforming you into a puppet on strings, with others dictating your actions and emotions. Intrinsic motivation is the antidote. This originates from within, from your core, fueling your purpose and passion. The Stoic path involves acting authentically, discovering your passions, and pursuing them fearlessly, irrespective of others' opinions. Your life is your unique story to write. A fulfilling life begins with understanding your values. What truly matters to you? Is it integrity, family, or service? Identifying your core values is like setting the compass for your journey, guides your decisions, and helps you stay on course, even when circumstances are difficult. Next, consider your goals. What do you aspire to achieve in your career and relationships? Be specific. Instead of simply saying, I want to be happy, ask yourself, what does happiness look like for me? What actions would make me feel happy? Finally, and this is crucial, break down those goals into smaller, actionable steps. Don't become overwhelmed by the enormity of the overall objective. What's one small thing you can do today, this week, or this month to move closer to your desired outcome? Focus on these small steps, celebrate your progress, and continue moving forward. Remember, even the longest journey commences with a single step. Don't wait for life to happen to you. Go out and make it happen. Channel your inner Stoic leader. Each small step builds momentum, and momentum creates real change. So, take that first step now. Embody action over analysis. While thinking is undoubtedly important, overthinking can lead to paralysis, preventing us from taking meaningful action. When we overthink, we often underfeel everything, missing the joy of experience and losing sight of the present moment. Walt Disney, a leader who mastered the art of turning dreams into reality, once said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." This sentiment is profoundly Stoic. Don't let perfection be the enemy of good. Don't wait for all the answers, because they simply won't materialize. Movement itself can generate momentum. Clarity emerges from doing, not from more thinking. Even imperfect action represents progress, and any progress is superior to none. Just keep moving toward your goals. Now, let's discuss momentum, which is crucial for mastering the art of letting go. It arises from consistent, uninterrupted action. Imagine a massive boulder. You can't move it with a single push, but repeated efforts will eventually set it rolling. Consistent actions are far more effective than grand gestures. Think of the tortoise and the hare. Slow and steady wins the race. Dale Carnegie perfectly articulated this. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. Small wins fuel larger achievements, with each action building upon the last. Over time, this reduces anxiety about outcomes. The goal is to establish sustainable habits. Create habits that support your desired outcomes. These provide a sense of control and diminish the fear of the unknown, a hallmark of Stoic acceptance. This makes letting go significantly easier. Your action plan. So, how do you regain control? Through an action plan. This transforms Stoic theory into tangible change. A roadmap helps you make progress and prevents you from getting lost. Begin now to conceptualize how you'll build that roadmap. First, identify the problems. What can I control? What can I not control? Write it down. With this as your foundation, set realistic goals. Don't attempt to change everything at once. One small change can make a difference, and many small changes can transform everything. Therefore, break down those goals into small tasks. Big steps can be intimidating. Small ones are not. Small victories build momentum and drive. Finally, seek accountability. Okay? Inform a trusted friend about your plans and ask them to check in with you weekly. Okay? You might even reciprocate for them. Accountability helps you stay on track, converting intentions into actions. And while you're outlining your plan for accountability, refine it. Clear plans significantly boost your chances of success in any endeavor in life. Making things clearer will always lead to better results. Now that you've considered the reasons for an inability to let go and developed a plan, respect it by taking action daily. Don't let your plans gather dust. As Seneca once advised, count each separate day as a life. On that note, what can you do today? Perhaps you can journal about your fears. Maybe you can practice mindful breathing, or perhaps you could reach out to a friend. Never underestimate small actions. They compound over time. And soon you'll observe a significant difference. The best thing you can do here is to transform actions into habits. Habits are vital because they reinforce our goals. Think of them as positive feedback loops. Good habits can reshape your perspective, alter your reactions, and even physically change your body. Consider exercise. It releases endorphins, which help reduce stress. Less stress means easier letting go. Reflect on meditation and mindfulness. These naturally calm your mind. Focused mind understands what is within its control, making it easier to release the rest. These practices are not magic. They rewire how you process things and help you become more resilient. So, choose one positive habit today, integrate it into your daily life, and build from there. You'll be constructing the life you desire in no time now. Let's return to a core Stoic teaching. Do what you can with what you have. Focus exclusively on your sphere of influence. This entails knowing where to invest your effort and what is truly worth your time. It's about the strategic allocation of your resources. As Epictetus stated, the chief task in life is simply this: to identify and separate matters so that I can say clearly to myself which are externals, not under my control, and which have to do with the choices I actually control. This is the essence of practical Stoicism, the pathway toward liberation. It begins with understanding what you can and cannot control. Let's use an example. Imagine you're stuck in traffic, running late for a meeting. You feel your blood pressure rising, your thoughts racing with frustration. You might honk your horn to no avail. A Stoic understands the futility of this reaction. The traffic is beyond your control. Honking won't alter the situation. Instead, shift your focus inward. Contact the meeting organizer to inform them of your delay. It's time to take action. Begin your own letting go journey today. You possess the power to change. Don't wait for the perfect moment, as the perfect moment rarely materializes. Start now with what you have. We've covered a lot, so how do we start? Let's review a few practical steps. Create an action plan. Write down what you wish to release, then consider how you can release it. Break down large goals into smaller steps. Don't feel pressured to accomplish everything at once. Small changes yield significant results. Start journaling about your fears. What is preventing you from letting go? Writing helps you understand these fears and process difficult emotions. Acknowledge your fears, then challenge them. Are they truly valid? Reach out to a support group. Find trustworthy friends or family members. Talking helps you feel supported and understood. Consider consulting a therapist or coach. Professionals offer valuable perspectives and new coping strategies. Remember, every small step counts. Each effort brings you closer to freedom. You are not alone in this process. Believe in your capacity for change. You have the power to create your future. Embrace the art of letting go, the superpower of letting go. So, what have we learned? Letting go brings freedom from distress and control over your inner peace. We release what harms us, accept what we cannot change, and focus on what we can control. This path is undeniably challenging, but it is also profoundly liberating. Imagine the weight being lifted, the lightness you will feel, the strength you will gain. Let go of what you cannot control. Focus on what you truly can. This is the essence of Stoic freedom. Letting go is a superpower. Use it wisely, my friends. It is always available to you. Remember that you are strong. You have inner resources to tap into, and you possess the power to change. Embrace this process one step at a time. You will get there. So start now. Let go of the pain of the past and embrace the future you deserve today.